Hi there, folks. Today we are preparing capelin. And what are capelin? Take a look at this video and you will find out for sure what capelin are. Hi there, folks. Just want to show you this bag that I have here. Some friends of mine came by last night and brought me a bag of some fresh capelin. And I'll just show you what a capelin looks like. For those of you who are on our channel from the United States and other parts of Canada, this is a fresh capelin. They are bait fish for whales and other fish in the ocean, and they swarm and spawn in Newfoundland and Labrador each summer, this time each year, and they come up on the beaches and that kind of stuff. And you can go down to the beaches with dip nets and buckets and pick up a lot of them. I'm going to take what's in this bag right now. I just washed them, and then I'm going to show you how we cure these with salt and put them out to dry, and we keep them then for the winter. So you can follow along with me on this process. So just going to dump them all in the sink here now. Here's the first one. Now, I'm just cleaning them here now, folks. Just take a look at these little bait fish, capelin. They're pretty tasty. Salted and then roasted over the open fire, that kind of stuff. Some people cut them open and fry them like trout or salmon. Okay, some people put them in the smoker and smoke them and eat them that way. I like them salted. So it takes a couple of days for them to dry outside in the sun and on a rack, and I'll show you that as well. And then we can put them away in bags, about a dozen or so in a bag for the winter, and then they go good with a beer or a drink of rum or a whiskey on a Friday or a Saturday. It's a great shed food too. People like to eat them when they have their shed parties. Capelin, a great little Newfoundland delicacy for sure. Now, the next step in preparing capelin for salt and for drying is to take them out of this fresh water here now, and I'm going to put them in this stainless steel bowl with a colander and try to get as much of the water off them as I can. And then I'm going to prepare my brine, which is salted water. And I'll show you a little trick, a little Newfoundland act that's been passed down over the years. It's a traditional way of making brine here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I'll show you that. Now, I just need to fish these capelin out of this fresh water, and I'm just gonna put them in the colander over here. I'm here now getting ready to make the brine for our capelin. Our capelin, as I said, are currently fresh, and we need to salt them and cure them so that we can keep them for the winter. So I have the various things that I need in order to make my brine. So here's the act that I told you about. You have to take a potato and put it in the fresh water and keep adding some salt. When the potato starts to float, your water is salt enough to head your capelin. Okay, so I'm going to take my my knife here now. I'm going to cut the potato into two pieces. Okay, and I'm going to add it to the water. And right now, you'll notice that the potato is sinking to the bottom. And as I continue to add salt to this water, the potato will float. Put a handful there now, sprinkling it in. Another handful, and another one. Just sprinkling it in. Okay, now I'm going to stir that up, and hopefully it will dissolve in the water. Making our brine. they're not quite, okay, not quite there yet. So let's add some more salt. I guess I've added about a cup and a half, folks. Now I just get my hand in there. Get my hand into that cold water. Make sure it's cold water. Okay. And like I said, there's a lot of salt there, so we want to make sure that the salt dissolves. And a lot of it has, but there's still some salt crystals down there. So by swishing the water around, will help dissolve that salt. And we're watching that potato. Okay, it's very close to the bottom. He is a little bit floating, but not a lot. So I'm just squishing around the water here now, folks. Trying to get the water to dissolve. So if you take a look there now, you can easily tell that the potatoes are floating and they're not sinking to the bottom in the water. So this brine mixture now is salty enough that I can add these fresh capelin. So I'm going to go ahead and add the capelin to this brine. Take them, dump them all in there. Okay. Now let them swish around in there in this sink here in our kitchen. Now, you're probably going to ask, how long do you keep them in this briny, salty water? Well, here's something I want to show you now. So look, you'll have to look very closely. Here's how people determine how long capelin should be kept in a briny solution. If you look closely at the eye of a capelin, the pupil, you'll notice that it's black. It'll be in the brine long enough when the eye turns white. When the pupil of the capelin turns white, you can take them out of the briny, salted water. So here's a quick lesson in sexing capelin. What you're looking at here now, folks, is a male and a female capelin. You'll notice on the male, it has this long, wide fin here down toward its tail end. And if you look on the female, she doesn't have that long fin. She got a fin, but it's not very much as compared to the male. Now, I want to talk about the eyes again. Okay, so the eyes currently are quite black, as we can tell, the pupils in these capelin eyes. Now, we'll know that they will be cured in the salt when those pupils turn white. Okay, here's our sink with the capelin in the brine. I'm going to put these two back here now, in with their friends, their comrades, and in a few hours' time, hopefully we'll be able to take them out and start putting them out on some racks out in our garden so that they can dry. And I'll show you that process in a while. Alright folks, it has been about 3 hours now. We put these capelin in the brine around 4 o'clock p.m. Newfoundland time, and it is now 7 p.m. Newfoundland time. So let's take a look at those eyes, those pupils. Have a look. Look how white they've turned. Remember, first they were a deep dark black. Now they are white. So that's the indication that these capelin are salted enough. We're going to be taking them out of this brine now, this brine solution, and we'll just rinse them all off. And tomorrow we'll be putting those out on some racks to dry. So I'm taking the capelin out of the briny, salty water now, and I'm just laying it here on this cookie sheet. All right, folks. So I have the capelin all rinsed off here now. It's been in the brine for like the 3 hours, and their eyes have all turned white. And we're getting ready now to put them out on this rack. It is around 7 o'clock, as I said, Newfoundland time, and we still have a couple of hours before the sun goes down. So we'll get them at least dried somewhat this evening. And then hopefully it'll be a nice day tomorrow, and we'll get a full day on them tomorrow. All right, so I have the capelin all spread out now on this rack. You probably would have guessed already that what I have it on is actually the chicken wire, the trellis for our snow sugar snap pea beds, which I'll be putting out very, very shortly. But until then, it's going to serve as a drying rack for these capelin. Okay, good morning folks. It is around 6 a.m. Newfoundland time. Up early. I want to get a full day on these capelin. So I'm going to put them out on this sugar snap pea trellis that's being used now as a temporary drying rack for those capelin. Get them out early today and hopefully have a full day of sun. The sun is up and hopefully they'll dry pretty good today. We'll get a full day on them. So just going to take them off this cookie sheet here now and just lay them out on the rack. Hi again everyone, what a great day on clothes and what a great day on drying capelin. And these capelin are nearly dried. I put these out this morning around 6 a.m. and it is now around 6 p.m. So they have been out on this makeshift rack, which was really a trellis for our sugar snap pea plants over here that I will be erecting very, very soon, once these capelin are dried probably. I'll be turning these over, which I've done several times throughout today, to see if they are completely dry. And then they'll be going in little Ziploc bags, probably a dozen in each bag. And these will be poked away in the freezer for the winter as a special treat when I'm out in my garage enjoying a beer and I'll eat a few capelin. So folks, these capelin have been, as I said, out drying in the sun today for about 12 hours now. I'm going to leave them out for a couple of more hours. I just finished turning them over once more. They have been reduced in size quite a bit and they are curing out here in the sun and drying very, very well. And as I said, I will be bagging these in some Ziploc bags very, very soon. And these will be poked away in the freezer for the winter, and I will be enjoying these, as I said, with probably a nice Molson Canadian or a Labatt's beer later on this winter. I think I might get a try though, long before then. So I have one layer done, and I'm getting ready here now to put on the second layer. And I'll put these little bad boys on this cookie sheet here now. I'm gonna get ready and put them away now tomorrow. Here, let me put a few more on. Oh my God, they are so nice and dry. I'm gonna be looking forward to these later on this winter, I can tell you that. They will be awesome with a beer later on this winter, roasted on the fire. What a taste and what a treat this is going to be. Okay, got a few more left here now. Maybe one more layer on this cookie sheet. And there you have it. What a gorgeous little snack. What a gorgeous little treat for me this winter when I sit back in my garage and light up the fire and have a snack and a beer. These little capelin are going to be some tasty, ladies and gentlemen. What a treat. I'm going to enjoy this so very, very much.